rebelled against my mother.
And a lot of hardship there, I see. Did you go for therapy at all?
Real cases before a real judge.
Plaintiff Ashley King says the defendant is her younger sister, and they have never been close because the defendant is a troublemaker. Ashley claims the defendant was kicked out of school, ran away from a girl's home, and then started hanging with the wrong crowd. Ashley's suing because she claims the defendant stole her identity and got traffic tickets in her name. Defendant Crystal Chavez says she became troubled after she was assaulted by a neighbor, and her behavior eventually led to a drug addiction. Crystal insists she's now clean, but she's countersuing because she claims Ashley had sex with her children's father, which broke up Crystal's family.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
All right, it all started when she was younger. By the way, this is my younger sister. We've never had a close relationship. She has always been in trouble, in and out of girls' homes, running away. As 15.
Younger.
It started when she was 15. She got kicked out of school for her behavior. She then went to a girls' home. She ran away from the girls' home and came back home and ran away again. And then she ended up with a bunch of people that got her on the wrong track. She started partying, drinking, and even still, as of today, she's still doing the same thing. And I think it's a little bit worse today than it was 15 years ago. And I just want her to be an adult and own up to her responsibility and take responsibility for her
Why do you
actions.
think she was like that? Well, what put her on that destructive road at age 15?
I don't know what was going through her mind at that time.
You never heard your mother discuss it?
No, sir, I didn't.
Did they ever take her to counseling?
She did go to counseling.
Okay.
I don't know what came about
All
that.
right, let me hear some background from you. We're talking about you like you're not here. Tell me what happened in terms of your background.
Back when I was 14, I was raped by a neighbor.
Explains it all. All right.
And
did you know that part?
Yes, we knew that back then. But I didn't know, I didn't know that was the reason that she would run away. So
Did the neighbor go to jail? Did she go to
Yeah, he went to jail for child rape, and he's actually on the sex registries list.
He was actually they gave him 6 months house arrest, and he did 5 days in jail.
All right, how have your parents been with you? She acts like you were the black sheep because you just wanted to be a juvenile delinquent as opposed to acting out based on a severe trauma. How did they treat you, your parents?
When my mom found out about it, it was like a couple months later. About 2 months. She had asked me if I was pregnant because I started gaining weight, depression or whatnot. And whenever I told her what had happened that night, she stood by me. But I guess with other things that happened in my childhood, I rebelled against my mother. And we still don't have that connection. And my behavior got bad. They sent me down to Georgia, Aiken, South Carolina, and they sent me to a group home for girls. I was there probably a month or two maybe. I ran away from there, ended up in Georgia, in Atlanta, and my mom found out where I was at, and then she came down there and picked me up, took me back to the place. Whenever I got home, I think I was like 16 maybe. I just couldn't be around that neighborhood, I guess, with everything that happened
to you.
I couldn't be around that.
Right.
So I rebelled against my whole family, my brothers, my sister, her, my mom, my dad, my stepdad, and I got caught up, like she said, I got caught up with the wrong people. I was 17 and I met this girl, and she ended up moving in with me in an apartment that I had in Charlotte, North Carolina. And she introduced me to the drug life, the nightlife, the clubs or whatnot. Well, I'm not gonna lie, I did get addicted for a little while. And I laid off when I got pregnant with my daughter when I was 19. She was born when I was 20. I got pregnant again, had a little boy when I was 21. And then I was dealing with their father, dealing with the abuse, the beatings, the whole lifestyle of what we had. When me and him, we split up for a little bit. We got back together after my son was born. And then he got addicted to cocaine. He started doing it every weekend with his friends and his crowd. Well, there I go, not caring. I had 2 kids, and he didn't want anything to do with my son. So he just didn't care. Well, my son, I lost my son a couple years ago, and ever since then, it's just like been going downhill.
Stay tuned. The case continues after this.
She quit her job.
Oh, it had nothing to do with the
because
injury?
you broke my nose. No.
Quiet, ma'am.
She quit her job because...
Before the injury?
No, she quit her job after the injury,
Well,
yes.
it did have something to do with the injury.
Not technically, she was cheating
What do
with
you
the
mean by
person.
technically? I don't care about no cheating.
And coming up,
You all don't have a good relationship because of the father of her children?
I've caught her. I've caught
now.
her.
Okay,
yes, I
just
did.
because I
I've
was
caught
there
her.
doesn't mean
My
that I
daughter.
had slept with him.
My daughter was
Just because you were where?
My daughter was 6
In
years
his
old.
bedroom.
Yes,
His house.
Your Honor.
I was at his house.
Let me tell you how this one went down.
I come from. It's a tough city, but there's a lot of love here. And I carry that tough love with me as a judge. And I still keep it real, hearing real cases with real people from my courtroom in Chicago. I'm Judge Mathis.
Get a top.
With everything that happened,
To you?
I couldn't be around that.
Right.
plaintiff Ashley King is suing her sister, who claims Ashley destroyed her family by having sex with her children's father.
Had a lot of hardship there, I see.
Yeah,
Did you go for therapy much in your life at all?
I went to Catawba Mental Health. It's rehabilitation.
For how long though?
They put me on medication, really. My mom, back when I was a teenager, she put me in psych hospital,
good.
trying on medication,
Therapy.
trying to like figure out what was wrong with me or whatever.
Did
And
it help, do you feel?
No.
Did you go consistently and take your medication
I did consistently, but it kept making it worse. Like the anger, the medication that they had me on, it would just like zone me out, and then I would just like snap. One time I blacked out on my mom. I was 15. I blacked out on her and hit her, and she had a black eye for 2 weeks. And so I just stopped taking my medication whenever I got back from Aiken, whenever she brought me back from Aiken when I was 16.
You never felt any benefit from the medication?
Not from that medication, no. I did
It
not.
never stopped you from whatever destructive stuff you were doing? And you shared
Until
that?
the medication that I'm on today.
Huh?
The medication- Until I started taking the medication that
Okay,
I'm
so they
taking now.
found something that did address, that
And-
does help. Good.
That helped. I started taking it 2 years
Good.
ago, actually.
2 years?
2 years.
Good, all right. Well, I'm glad to hear that.
And now, yeah, I was, like she said, I still go out, I still do, I have fun or whatnot, but it's not as bad as she thinks it is. You know, she still thinks that I'm on hard drugs, and I'm not.
That's not true.
We don't have we don't have the sisterly relationship that we're supposed to have due to the father of my kids and the relationship that she had with him, you know, and it's just.
Do you think that's the case? You all don't have a good relationship because of the father of her children?
No, sir, because me and the father of her children were never sexually together.
What does that have to do with anything?
But that's what she was accusing me of earlier.
Oh.
Yes.
No, I've caught her. I've
on
caught
now.
her.
Okay,
yes, I
just
did.
because I was
I've caught
there
her.
doesn't mean
my
that
daughter,
I had slept with him.
My daughter was
Just
6.
because you were where?
My daughter was 6
In
years
his
old. at the time.
bedroom?
No, at
yes,
his house.
Your Honor.
I was at his house.
Let me tell you how this one went down. My daughter was 6 years old at the time. I was in college. I was studying at ITT Tech.
Good.
I was coming home from school one day, and one of my friends were at the house. At my
Is
mom's
that your
house.
counterclaim for emotional distress?
Yeah,
And
destroying
this
my
happened
family.
in-
All right,
ruining
we'll
my
get to
daughter.
that then. Let's talk about why you're suing her.
It is for unpaid traffic tickets, lawyer's fees, and emotional distress.
Tell me what happened.
In 2009, she got a whole bunch of tickets in my name, which I have proof of right here. And
how did you determine she had them put in your name?
okay, well, first I got pulled over in 2009 because my friend's boyfriend got pulled over for swerving, and I ended up getting pulled over for being nosy. And then that's when they told me my license were suspended. And I was like, no, they're not. I just come back from out of the country. Here's my passport. Look at it, you know. Okay,
How did they determine it was her?
My mom told me then in 2011 that she had used my driver's license along with a couple of other people.
How'd your mother know?
Because she told my mom.
Okay.
Okay. And then her friends, she also used their identity and stole their identity to get tickets.
How do you know?
Because I have affidavits, and they also...
All right. And when you discussed this with your sister, what has she said? She admitted, denied, or what?
She did admit it, and I also have a text message from her.
And she agreed to pay them, and what is the amount? I see lawyer fee, tickets, and emotional distress totaling $4,000. How much for the tickets?
The total amount was $2,752.
All right. And lawyer fee?
$400.
And emotional distress?
$1,000.
All right. Ma'am, what do you say to this?
There's no proof that I actually did it, that I did that.
Did you tell her you did?
Yeah, I told her I did.
You did it. You know you did it.
And then last week.
Why did you tell her you did it if you didn't, ma'am?
No, I didn't do it. I told her I didn't do it.
You never admitted to doing it?
No, I never admitted to doing it.
Okay.
So, last week or a couple weeks ago, she came to me and she came to my mom. And my mom was like, okay,
now
well,
let's discuss what she's accusing you of. Okay. So far, you've said you never told her you did it. Was there ever any charges against you for this? All right, when you discussed it, that was all. I never did it, and that was it. All right. Do you have any other additional proof other than you received the tickets?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. What do you have that she was involved?
Okay, I have a text message right here.
Just because she's involved in destructive behavior doesn't mean that she got involved in this with you.
She admitted that she would pay me because...
She admitted it where? Oh, these are texts you all exchanged. All right. I mean, I'm doing what I can, Ashley. You know I'm not working and I'm getting money any way that I can. And I'm doing all that I can to get you straight.
I offered to help her pay I offered to help her pay.
They were your tickets. I offered, you know it.
Ma'am, would you be quiet?
Sorry.
I offered to help her pay to get her situation. She has all of her kids. She babysits for a living.
And why?
Just so she can get right.
Okay. You're doing what you can. You're not working. I'm getting money any way that I can. So I'm doing all that I can to get you straight. So you're suggesting here that you were telling her that you're sacrificing, you're doing anything you can to help her with her children. That's what you pretty much were saying in this text.
Judge Mathis rules on this dispute shortly. And still to come.
And when you ask for the money, what has she said?
At first she said she would pay me back when she got her income tax. I know you say don't listen to that story, but
you haven't gotten it, have you?
I haven't got it.
Stay tuned. You don't want to miss today's Judge Mathis Throwback.
I started dating her child's father.
A rivalry gets violent.
Ebony tried to run me over.
She was attacking me.
Was she jailed?
Next, Judge Mathis.
The father of her children were never sexually together.
What does that have to do with anything?
Well, that's what she was accusing me of earlier.
Oh.
Plaintiff Ashley King is suing her sister, who claims Ashley destroyed her family by having sex with her children's father.
All right. What is your counterclaim for? How does she owe you?
From destroying my family.
Okay, what did she do? Tell me.
Sleeping with the father of my kids.
That was in 2010, and I didn't sleep with him.
Really?
Yes, really.
Oh, child.
Were you in?
Ashley, I rolled up.
Were you in the bedroom?
What did you tell me? What did you tell me whenever I picked you up? Whenever I got back to Mama's? Whenever I found out about it.
I don't think your mother wants to hear all this mess, do you, ma'am? Did you sue him? What'd you do to him?
I don't talk to him. He doesn't have anything to do with our kids, barely.
Well,
Oh, I beat him up if you really want to know. I mean, yeah, I did. I beat him up.
This is 2010, allegedly?
Yes.
All right, so we're not going to even deal with that nonsense about her allegedly sleeping with the father of your children. With regard, however, to the tickets and the legal fees and emotional distress, her explanation of this text is not believable and it's not credible, and so I'll grant you your judgment. Have a good day, ladies. Your claim is dismissed. Good luck to your continued success.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm just glad this is over, and hopefully that we can all come together and try to put this in the past and be a family like we're supposed to be.
Hopefully she'll stop using other people's identities and get herself straight, because if she don't, she's going to end up in more trouble.
I don't have anything to say.
Jamisha Jefferson dated the defendant for 2 years, but things started going downhill because the defendant felt as though Jamisha wasn't giving her enough attention. Jamisha claims she eventually discovered the defendant was cheating, and she's suing her today for unpaid rent. Defendant Janicelis Arana says her relationship with Jamisha went downhill due to Jamisha's anger issues. Janicelis claims Jamisha is violent, and she once assaulted Janicelis and broke her nose. And another time, Jamisha beat her with a baseball bat. She's countersuing for pain and suffering.
Start with you.
All right, let me give you a little bit of background. Me and the defendant dated for about 2 years. Her family didn't really approve of the relationship, the fact that it was a lesbian relationship and interracial. So we fought through that and we still moved forward. We had some good times. She took me to Miami for my birthday in 2016. We spent a Christmas together. That was nice. Eventually the relationship started to go downhill. Well, she felt like she wasn't getting enough attention and that I hung out too much and that I was always on my phone.
How old are you, or were you?
I was 29 at the time. I'm 31 now.
How old was she?
I believe she was 27 or 26.
Did you all determine that you were in a committed relationship, or she thought that and you didn't know that to be the case?
Well, for the most part, when I was hanging out, it's not like I was out cheating. I was just hanging out with friends. Yeah.
So did you all have a different understanding of the relationship, that you weren't supposed to hang out much?
I guess we did. Yeah, we did, unfortunately.
Okay, and when you tell her, hey, I like to hang out, and she said, I don't want you to, what would you say? What would y'all would argue?
Yes, sir.
How often would that happen?
A lot, actually. Probably almost every time that I wanted to go out on the weekends.
And you all broke up about that, or what?
No, we broke up because I suspected she was cheating on me. And
she suspected you were?
Yes,
What made you suspect she was cheating?
I found some text messages where she was texting other people.
Saying what? I want to be with you. It's good being with you. Can I be with you?
No, more like, I like when I like you. Things like that. You got a nice smile. She sent some pictures, just things like that.
Okay, let me hear from you. You want to give me some background?
Background on Jamisha, basically, long story short, she's violent. The relationship did go downhill. It could have been due to cheating, but it was also due to her anger issues. She can't control her anger. Anytime she gets mad, she snaps. There's no controlling her.
There's more Judge Mathis after this.
The second incident, I went over to her sister's house to get some things. When I got there, her and her sister ran outside. We got into a fight. I was jumped by her sister, and another girl. Why was I jumped?
Yes. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Judge Greg Mathis.
It could have been due to cheating, but it was also due to her anger issues. She can't control her anger. Anytime she gets mad, she snaps. There's no controlling her.
Defendant Janicelis Arana dated the plaintiff, and she claims the plaintiff not only beat her with a baseball bat, but she also assaulted her and broke her nose.
Tell me what you're suing for, the rent. How does she owe you for that?
Yes, can I address that first?
Sure.
Yeah, I do get angry sometimes. I feel like I can control it. I feel like she knows how to push my buttons, so
Anything makes you snap.
So that may be the case, but I'm suing
What type of history of anger issues have you had?
Just like a phrase, fights, sometimes.
How often?
Not a lot.
Okay. Your counterclaim is for the assaults. We'll get into that then, her violence. The rent, how does she owe you?
Well, we agreed to pay the rent $735 a month. For 4 months, she couldn't pay her half of the rent.
What was her half? I don't know.
$367.50.
All right. And that was when? Beginning when?
I want to say in June of 2015.
All right. Approximately June of 15. And she paid all the way up until when?
She paid all the way up until June.
A year later.
A year later, yeah. We stayed in
2014 when we got the apartment.
Well, I stand corrected.
Okay. And what months has she missed?
She missed June, July, August, and September.
And you paid those?
Yes, sir.
All right. And when you ask for the money, what has she said?
At first, she said she would pay me back when she got her income tax. I know you say don't listen to that story, but
you haven't gotten it, have you?
I haven't got it.
You're a liar.
So, that's
all right,
basically
ma'am,
it.
what do you say?
Reason why I did not pay Jamisha, or why I felt like I did not owe Jamisha, is the fact that we did have an altercation, which was the assault. She broke my nose, I lost my job. How am I gonna pay rent? Obviously.
You asking me how you gonna pay rent?
No, I'm asking her, actually. We were in a relationship.
Do you owe it?
I do not owe it.
Why?
Because she broke my nose. I had to get surgery. I had bandages on my nose for months.
So that's
I couldn't
your
work.
defense?
I couldn't work.
That's your defense
Correct.
today? You couldn't work because of her assault?
Because of her assault.
All right. Otherwise, you would have been working.
I would have been working, and I would have been paying the rent like I was doing when we first got
Would
the
she
apartment.
have been working?
She quit her job.
I
It
got
had nothing to
fired
do with the
because
injury?
you broke my nose.
No.
Quiet, ma'am.
She quit her job because...
Before the injury?
No, she quit her job after the injury, yes.
Well, it did have something to do with the injury.
Not technically. She was cheating
What do you
with
mean
the
by
person.
technically? I don't care about no cheating.
Okay.
Was she fired? Or
No,
did
she wasn't
quit?
fired. She told me she quit.
I was fired. You know.
Hold on. You all were living together, right?
Yes.
So she quit because what?
Because she didn't want to work with a person that she was texting and cheating with at her job.
So the day she told you she quit, she could have gone to work.
She could have, yes.
Had she gone to work with the injury?
No, she didn't.
She never went to work after you assaulted her?
It was a fight.
I know, it was a fight.
Oh, okay.
Your counterclaim for assaults.
She broke my nose. I had to get surgery. I couldn't go back to work for months due to that. Also, another assault where she hit me with a baseball bat. She chased me with the car. I have the police reports and pictures of that as well. She's violent.
Okay,
She's violent
yeah.
and she hurt me.
She admits to being violent.
Well, on that last
She
assault...
admits this. All you have to do is push her button and she'll do all this other stuff to you.
No, that's not the case. The last assault,
What about the first one first? Let's start with that one.
It was a mutual combatant fight.
Okay.
We both were fighting. It's not like I attacked
You
her.
took me out of my room with my kids. As soon as I walked out of the room, you hit me in the face. You were hiding behind the wall, Jamisha.
No, that's not what happened.
Jamisha.
Okay.
Tell me what happened.
Well, I woke her up. I asked her what the text was about. We began arguing and we started fighting.
You could have walked away.
Quiet. Who started fight? Who started the fight? Who threw the first blow?
I shoved her.
Okay, good enough. That's the first incident?
Yes.
All right, tell me about the second one.
The second incident, I went over to her sister's house to get some things. When I got there, her and her sister ran outside. We got into a fight. I was jumped by her sister, and another
For what?
girl. Why was I jumped?
Yes.
Because I went over there, I guess,
Why'd you go over there?
to get my things.
And you told him you were coming?
I told her I was coming.
You sent me threatening messages saying you were gonna up.
More of Judge Mathis in a moment. And coming up, a Judge Mathis throwback.
Why did her cousin Billy come with him one more time?
I don't know why Billy
Right,
came
to
with him.
rescue her.
So anyways, what happened is he steps out on the corner, I step out on the corner. I didn't just go up and stab him. He starts reaching in his back.
That's not true, Your Honor.
He starts
Quiet.
reaching in his back like he has something. So yeah, I did stab him, and if I had to do it again, I'd do it again.
Gotcha.
I started dating her child's father.
A rivalry gets violent.
Ebony tried to run me over.
She was attacking me.
Was she jailed?
Next, Judge Mathis.
If you're in Chicago and would like to attend a taping of the Judge Mathis Show, call us at 1-866-3-MATHIS. Defendant Janice Ellis Arana dated the plaintiff. And she claims the plaintiff not only beat her with a baseball bat, but she also assaulted her and broke her nose.
You threatened her?
Yes.
All right.
But when I got there,
that's
she was...
enough, ma'am.
Okay.
That's enough. That's enough.
I have pictures.
I don't want to see your pictures. You have a violence problem, and I suggest you get counseling.
Okay.
All right. Your counterclaim is for the assaults. Did you want to add your inability to go to work, which cost you $1,470 of what you would have had to pay your rent?
Right.
So, okay,
I would've been
Lawson. All right. So I'll grant you that.
Can I speak?
No, you've said enough.
Okay.
No, you said enough. I'm very disappointed in your behavior.
I'm disappointed
You sound
in
like you
myself.
yeah, you should be.
But can I just speak on the last assault?
What?
I have a black eye from where her and two other girls jumped me. She wasn't the
victim. You came over there, you threatened her, you did all that. Now, because you got beat down, I'm sorry to hear that. Perhaps you shouldn't threaten people. Perhaps you shouldn't push them. Have a good day. Your claim is dismissed. Your judgment is $3,470. I hope this is a lesson to you and encourages you to get counseling. Have a good day.
I really have nothing to say. The judge already knew what time it was. He saw the evidence.
I would take the advice that the judge gave me. I just wish her the best.
It's that time again. Time for this week's Judge Mathis Throwback.
Zanders has 2 lawsuits today. In his first case, he claims he dated the defendant for 6 months, and she did nothing but cheat on him. So when she claimed she was pregnant, he didn't believe it was his. Tyrell says his ex claimed she had a miscarriage, but he found out she had a baby, so he petitioned the court for a paternity test. Tyrell is suing for an unpaid loan. Defendant Megan Myers says Tyrell is the unfaithful one who assaulted Megan and broke her jaw after she caught him cheating. Megan admits she told Tyrell she had a miscarriage because she didn't want him to be in her child's life. Megan says she never received any money from Tyrell, and she's countersuing for the assault. In Tyrell's second case today, he claims once he broke up with his ex, she moved the second defendant in. Tyrell says when his ex called him over because her boyfriend was beating her up, Tyrell came to her rescue, and the defendant pulled out a knife and stabbed him in the stomach. He's suing for his medical bills. Defendant Stephen Mondello claims Tyrell was harassing and threatening Stephen over the phone. And when Tyrell arrived, Tyrell reached behind him, and Stephen thought he was reaching for a gun, so he stabbed him in self-defense. Stephen is countersuing for bail money and legal fees from the attack, and for losing his job.
Start with the first one.
Okay. I met Megan June 2005. We dated for 6 or 7 months, and during the 6 or 7 months, she cheated on me.
That's not true, Your Honor.
What's not true?
I never cheated on him. He cheated on me. When
No,
I
she
caught him
cheated
with the
on me.
other woman, he got mad. He punched me in my
That's
face
not
and
true.
broke my jaw.
That's not true. She cheated on me with not only him, but she cheated on me with her other baby's dad and
That
also
is not
2 other
true.
guys. And I have a
That is
picture
not
that he put on my porch,
That is not
basically
true.
trying to tell on her, saying that, you know,
This
he
is
was
while
with
you
her.
all were still together?
That's why we were still together.
That is not true.
What is this, a picture of him in her bedroom?
In her bed.
You're not suing her today for cheating, so go ahead.
Right. Well, in October, she said that she was pregnant. I had my doubts about that. Well, we ended up breaking up during the middle of October, and I ended up getting with my 2 sons' mom.
The one he was cheating with all along, right?
Yeah.
No.
Go ahead.
She got mad that I was with her. She ended up texting her phone saying that she was gonna gut my kids and
That
hang
is
them by
not
trees.
true.
I got a statement proving that she did say that from my baby's mother.
You say it's not true, man?
No.
That is true. I got a statement and using a
Megan
lot of...
sent messages to my phone saying she was going to gut my kids and hang them from trees.
That's right.
Didn't say that, ma'am?
No, I did not.
All right, good enough.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
She calls me and tells me, oh, I had a miscarriage. And one of my friends told me that she did have a baby, so I took it upon myself to go to her house. Well, as I was driving by, there was a stroller, a pink blanket, and a baby monitor on her porch. So I asked the court for a DNA test because I know for sure she had a baby.
And we have it here?
And you have it here.
Okay, well, I'll have Doyle go and get it then. You tell him at any point you had had a miscarriage?
Yes, I did.
Wow. Why
Because
did
I
you
did
tell
not want
such a
him
big
around my
lie
daughter.
like that? Huh?
Because I do not want him around my daughter.
For no reason. I take...
Hold on, sir. Did you attribute the child to him?
Yes.
Wow. Once again, Tell me about your claim about these loans. That's what you're suing her for.
Okay, I loaned Megan Myers. Well, first, she came to me the last day of November, asking for $2,000 so she can get an apartment for down payment on an apartment, first month's rent, and to pay some bills that she had to pay. So, you know, I didn't have the money, so I ended up borrowing it from my sister on December 1st.
That's not true.
All right, ma'am. He never loaned you $2,000?
No, he did not.
He's just making this up.
Yes, he is.
Does not have a contract between both of us.
Between both of whom?
Me and Megan, $2,000. Contract right here.
Ma'am, you're not lying to me like you lied about the baby dying,
No, I'm
are
not.
you?
I did not receive $2,000.
For you to stoop so low and say that a baby you all had together died, and it wasn't true.
I even have another contract.
I'm Megan Myers. On the day I borrowed $2,000. Let me see your ID, ma'am.
Judge Mathis, I have another contract that I loaned her $500 before that she paid on, that she signed for.
Ma'am, did you do this? Did you borrow $500 from him in the past?
No, I did not.
Wow, it's an exact match.
That was a month.
Your license is an exact match of your signature.
I never signed that paper.
Wow.
I never read that and signed that because I never received it.
I've never seen anything like this. You're the worst liar to ever come before me. And I've seen a lot of liars.
More Judge Mathis Throwback when we return.
What marks or scars did you have, or are you alleging that occurred, that he caused?
I had a broken jaw, my face was swollen, I couldn't eat, I couldn't talk, I couldn't even
Sir,
move my head.
when you saw her, was her jaw sticking out?
No.
Was it broken?
It was not broken.
It's hard to eat McDonald's with a broken jaw.
I work overtime when I can get it. I need my blood sugar to stay in control.
Plaintiff Tyrell Zanders petitioned the court for a DNA test once he discovered the defendant had delivered a child after telling him she'd miscarried.
You're going to have a lot of problems with her being the parent of your child. I pray it. Oh, my goodness. The child is yours.
She even said that she didn't want the kid.
Sir, you should seek custody for the child.
That's what I'm going to do.
You should seek full custody for your child.
I bet
She's the worst. She's the worst.
Get it.
She's the worst. You're the worst.
You see on them contracts that she said she didn't even want the baby.
$2,000 is your judgment. What's your counterclaim for?
Her countersuit that she's trying to sue me for. I got a transcript.
What happened? What allegedly happened?
She said that I punched her in the jaw and I broke her jaw.
Give me the circumstances regarding this incident.
We got into an argument. I told her I was moving out. I was walking to McDonald's to meet my other baby mom so she can get me out of there.
The one you were cheating with?
No, not the one I was cheating.
Go ahead. You were cheating with this woman.
Okay, well, I met her to get me out of there, and Megan just happened to be in McDonald's drive-thru with her mom. So Megan gets out of the car. I got bags all in my hands. I'm moving out. So I put my stuff in the truck, my other baby mom's truck. She pulls my stuff out of the truck. I grab it back and I put it in the inside of the truck. She hits me. I never put one.
You got a little line in you too, talking about you not cheating with your baby's mother. You know you were.
I never put one finger on this girl at all. Not at all.
She did what exactly? She hit you where?
My back, my head,
And what did you do?
Nothing. I had all the stuff in my arms trying to get in the truck.
And how did it end then?
I got in the truck and drove off. She was holding on to the truck while we was driving.
Ma'am, you tell me your side of what happened.
He was walking through the parking lot with his bags.
I thought you were supposed to get Happy Meals at McDonald's. Y'all up there fighting. Go ahead, ma'am.
He was walking through the parking lot with his bags, and I got out of the car and asked him where he was going because he told me that he was going to stay with his friend Brandon. I got out of the car and asked him what he was doing. He said Brandon was picking him up in the parking lot. And I asked why Brandon was picking him up at McDonald's when Brandon knows where we live. And he didn't say nothing. He just walked on by me. I followed him. And then a truck pulls up with his baby's mom in it, and I asked him what was going on, and he started turning from me, and I grabbed him by his arm and turned around and asked what was going on, and he got mad, and he punched me in my face.
That's not true.
Okay.
And yes, I got
Did you go to the police?
Yes, I got a police report right here.
Okay,
I
let me
have
see it.
hospital bills.
If anything, he could have broke her jaw.
Sir, you keep, now
exactly.
he broke it.
Exactly. If anything, he could have.
Where you get that from, sir?
Because
Where do you get that notion?
He was beating her while she was pregnant. She called me January 8th. She set me up. She called me January 8th saying that he was beating her, throwing her over coffee table, spitting on her, and for me to come down there.
You never called him about that?
Never.
I know. You never did anything. Till I bust you, of course. What marks or scars did you have, or are you alleging that occurred, that he caused?
I had a broken jaw. My face was swollen. I couldn't eat. I couldn't talk. I couldn't even
Sir,
move my head.
when you saw her, was her jaw sticking out?
No. No,
was it broken?
It was not broken.
It's hard to eat McDonald's with a broken jaw. You should have observed this broken jaw if you're claiming that he may have caused it.
Well, I'm not sure if he did, but I know I didn't.
What are you going to present me in defense
I got
of
the
this,
transcript saying she took me to court for this. I was found innocent. She didn't have no evidence, no proof until now.
Point out the part. I can't read the whole transcript.
Well, here it says, this is your testimony that you went home despite getting hit and having a fractured jaw, correct? Yes. And then after you went to the police station? Yes. Okay, and then after that, you went to the hospital? Yes. They asked if I broke your jaw.
Sir, you don't have to say anymore.
All right.
You're just a chronic liar. This hospital bill you present me with is $138 for a broken jaw, right? This is what the doctor says about his examination. She has no significant swelling
I was 3
to
months
your
pregnant
jaw,
and
let
couldn't get
alone
x-rayed.
broken jaw. Nothing was wrong with you, they say. Your counterclaim is dismissed. Don't say another word. I don't want to hear from you. Your second lawsuit, sir, you're suing him for pain and suffering due to an assault against you.
Right, exactly.
What happened?
Okay, after me and Megan broke up, she moved him in January 8th. Megan called me saying that he was beating her, throwing her over coffee tables, spitting on her, all this and that, and she wanted me to come and help her because he was threatening to cut the baby out of her stomach because it was black. That's exactly what happened. I'm on the phone with her and I hear.
That's what she told you?
That's exactly what she told me. And I'm on the phone with her and I hear him making racial slurs over the phone. Yes, it was.
I wasn't at her house. I was at my house on East Avenue.
Okay. Oh, you were at your house when you told him that?
Yes, because
when you told him
it was the Bengals playoff game.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Right.
I didn't tell her that.
More Judge Mathis Throwback when we return. And on the next Judge Mathis. Judge Mathis Throwback. Defendant Stephen Mondello says he stabbed the plaintiff in self-defense.
Go ahead.
Once I got there, there was no word said. He walked up to me, stabbed me in the stomach. I got the scar, a picture of a scar right here.
Let's see it. Why did he come over there, ma'am?
Because he had been harassing him and my mom for weeks.
How did he know he was over there that day?
He was over at his house. He wasn't at my house.
So you went to his house?
No, I went to her house. Got a police report.
Let's see the police report and see whose house you were at when this occurred. Sir, what do you have to say about this? What do you say happened?
What happened is that night, me and Megan did split up that night. And then her cousin Billy kept calling my phone telling me that Tyrell was over there saying that he was going to kill me. He was going to come to my mama's house and kill me. So next thing I know, I get a phone call from Billy and says, well, we're outside your house. So
and he's with him?
He's with Billy, yes.
Why did her cousin Billy come with him one more time?
I don't know why Billy came with him.
Right, to rescue her.
So anyways, what happened is he steps out on the corner. I step out on the corner. I didn't just go up and stab him. He starts reaching in his back.
That's not true, Your Honor.
He starts reaching in his back like he has something. So yeah, I did stab him, and if I had to do it again, I'd do it again.
Gotcha.
No problem. You want to do it right now?
No problem.
You can't do nothing without a knife, though.
Sir,
sorry.
You presented your case in a very orderly manner.
And Your Honor,
you've done a great job.
Thank you.
Don't stoop to the level of ignorance that we've seen today. What happened with the charges
Your Honor,
against
I got 2 papers saying my case was dismissed.
The case was dismissed because I ended up trying to move away from them, so I moved to Cincinnati. Well, the papers was getting sent there, and I never received none. So
you never went to trial. It was dismissed on a default judgment because you didn't show up to court.
They said it was nolly. I can go back and reopen it right now.
Why do you say it was dismissed?
It was nolly, like he said it was nolly.
You intend to bring it back? Well, you all handle that in criminal court.
He pressed charges twice.
I have witnesses here who told the police that while he was talking to you, you stabbed him.
That's right.
What's your counterclaim for, sir?
I was suing because me and him came to agreement that I would pay his hospital bills when I had a job.
Me and his mom did.
When the first annulment happened, that's what we agreed to. I didn't find a job. So he calls me it was about 4 or 5 months later, and he says, I need money or I'm gonna go sign another warrant on you. This would be the second time when he's back in Cincinnati.
That's not true.
So I came up and I gave him $100 the following Thursday.
$100, huh?
$100, that's all I had.
How much were your hospital bills?
Over $30,000.
Right after I gave him $100, he went and signed the warrant the same day. So that following Sunday, I got picked up again and had to pay $5,000 to get out of jail again.
True.
So your countersuit is for what exactly?
For the money I had to pay to get back out of jail, and because I lost my job.
Because you've lost your mind. You have lost your mind.
Gotta say that.
I'll get out of my courtroom with this nonsense.
That's real.
You asked for $2,000 in the first case against the mother of your child. I'll grant that judgment. $5,000 is your judgment on the second case. Have a good day. That's my judgment.
The relationship with Megan, there is no relationship with Megan. I don't want nothing to do with her. I just want to see my daughter. That's it.
We recently spoke with plaintiff Tyrell Zanders, who claims he hasn't seen his daughter with defendant Megan Myers since December of 2015 because Megan refuses to let him see the child. Tyrell also told us that defendant Stephen Mondello was never arrested for stabbing him. Tyrell claims he's now in a stable relationship, has a son, and is going to school for digital photography. We also spoke with defendant Megan Myers, who claims she has no contact with Tyrell, and he's currently $11,000 behind in child support.